Comelec succumbs to pressure from Solicitor General Jose Calida, moving to suspend its fact-checking memorandum of agreement with Rappler. Acting Comelec Chairperson Socorro Inting on Tuesday, March 8 says it is judicious for the poll body to hold in abeyance the implementation of the MOA given the allegations against Rappler. The order comes after the Office of the Solicitor General filed with the Supreme Court Monday, March 7, a petition to nullify the deal. Inting earlier stood by the Comelec's agreement with Rappler, saying it underwent review by the Law Department. Under the deal with Comelec, Rappler will mobilize its fact-checking network, a collaboration among 14 news groups and over 100 civil society organizations. Rappler, for instance, will alert the Comelec about false and misleading election-related claims on social media. Calida, in his Supreme Court pleading, argues fact checks violate free speech. He also says the power granted by Comelec in favor of Rappler clearly constitutes prior restraint on freedom of speech and of expression. The agreement also notes that Rappler will create content on voter education and embed the poll body's online precinct finder on its website. Calida mistakenly thinks Rappler can embed a precinct finder code on its site, saying this exposes voter data. Being able to embed the poll body's precinct finder, however, does not mean access to its data. Rappler, in an earlier statement, also blasted Calida for his claims that were fraught with falsehoods, innuendos, and hallucinations. Rappler also expressed confidence that the good justices recognize the value of independent institutions working together again for nothing less than an informed choice on May 9. The Supreme Court on Tuesday, March 8, issues a temporary restraining order to stop the Commission on Elections' Oplan Baklas. The Supreme Court grants the request of the petitioners from St. Anthony College of Roxas City to issue a TRO to prohibit the poll body from implementing Sections 21, 24, and 26 of Comelec Resolution No. 10730. The sections give the Comelec the power to dismantle, remove, destroy, or confiscate privately owned election materials, even if these are posted within private properties. In its decision, the Supreme Court also orders the Comelec to comment on the petition within 10 days from the receipt of the notice. The petitioners, who were supporters of presidential candidate Vice President Leni Robredo, questioned the constitutionality of the Comelec's resolution. This comes after the Comelec took down election materials located on private properties of the supporters.
Need more context, clarity, and perspective? Get the full picture with Rappler Plus. With exclusive content and events, you'll get an opportunity to discuss issues with reporters, experts, and featured guests while helping Rappler continue its fearless journalism. Join now.
President Rodrigo Duterte named Saidamen Pangarungan as the new Comelec chair 2 months ahead of the 2022 elections. Pangarungan was the chief of the National Commission on Muslim Filipinos. The president also names veteran election lawyer George Garcia and Duterte government official Amy Torrefranca Neri as the 2 new commissioners. Garcia represented Grace Poe during her disqualification saga in the 2016 presidential elections, as well as defeated 2016 vice presidential candidate Ferdinand Marcos Jr. during his electoral protest. Their appointment completes the 7-member Comelec and Bank, who are now all Duterte appointees. Pangarungan succeeds Sheriff Abbas, who retired on February 2. Torrefranca Neri and Garcia, meanwhile, are handpicked by Duterte to succeed retired commissioners Rowena Guanzon and Antonio Co. Jr. Other members of the Comelec and Bank are Socorro Inting, Marlon Casquejo, Aimee Ferolino, and Ray Bulay. Moscow warns the price of oil may rise to $300 a barrel due to a Western ban on Russian oil imports. This follows as talks on Ukraine hardly advance amid efforts to agree on civilian safe passage. Seeking to pressure Russian President Vladimir Putin, the United States says Washington and its European allies are considering banning Russian oil imports. US President Joe Biden held a video conference call with the leaders of France, Germany, and Britain as he pushed for their support on the ban. But the United States is willing to move ahead without allies in Europe if need be. Many countries on the continent are heavily reliant on Russian energy, and oil prices have spiked to their highest levels since 2008. Russia's invasion has created 1.7 million refugees and stirred fears of wider conflict in the West unthought of for decades. Pole vault star EJ Obiena is not on the list of athletes the Philippine Athletics Track and Field Association or PATAFA intends to send to the 31st Southeast Asian or SEA Games in Vietnam this May. Philippine Olympic Committee or POC President Abraham Bambol Tolentino says he could not understand the logic behind the decision given Obiena's talent. Barring serious injury, EJ will win the gold medal even blindfolded in Hanoi. He's not only the best in the Southeast Asian Games but in the whole of Asia, not to forget that he's number 5 in the world. The POC tasked National Sports Associations or NSAs to submit their entries for the SEA Games on Monday, March 7. The NSA, headed by Philip Huico, has the second biggest number of entries with 53 athletes and 17 officials, second only to esports with 54 entries. Huico has said that Obiena's reinstatement is subject to discussion with the PATAFA board.